Yo, yo. Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody being here today. We've got a great show like always, but we're going to go over some news, QB rankings, fantasy football court, you name it, we're going to do it. 2 hours of commercial-free fantasy football stuff.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
I'm Smitty.
Take a lap.
Yo, welcome to the show. I appreciate all of you being here. We've got Tom in the house, Master Yoda, what's up? Lamar, Nolan, Dried Ocean, Steven, Master Yoda again. Spacula, what's up, man? Steven, Big Dog, Kenny, throwing your comments on screen. What's up, Kenny? Appreciate all of you being here today. And per usual, a 20 spot super chat will have me walking immediately over to my door with a permanent marker. And where's that text? I have it somewhere in here. $20 gets you, here we go, your name written on the door in permanent marker on the studio door. So at any point during the show, you drop a 20 spot, I walk over and I write your name immediately on the door. All right, let's get into the news and notes around the league. I have a lot of stuff for you here. Some of it's, kind of been floating around the last couple days, and I want to address it. Other things are kind of, newer. But I'm going to throw a bunch of this stuff on screen here, and then we're going to kind of make do. So, first piece of news. Nick Chubb. Looks like he's been in talks with the Browns about an extension. I kind of go back and forth on where I like Nick Chubb in a draft and where I'm willing to take a risk on him, where I'm willing to invest my first round draft capital on this man. And I know a lot of people are very, very upset at me when I cast any kind of doubt on Nick Chubb at all. Per start, he's a beast. I get it, but there's a reason why. Thank you, Big Dog. There's a reason why I worry. Knee injuries, one of the most gruesome college football knee injuries that we've ever seen in the history of knee injuries and college football combined. Like, literally, your knee bends like this. His knee was at an L shape the other direction. A right angle. Forward. Snapped everything in it but reportedly the ACL. Now, he's been playing, but that kind of stuff is what happens to guys like Todd Gurley, where their knees go like that. Nick Chubb is used so much on the ground, never ever really in the passing game, and it makes him drop into the second round for me, which doesn't happen. I realize that. I am not a moron. I realize if I want to own Nick Chubb, I got to draft him in round 1. I don't know that I'm prepared to take him at 10, 11, 12. I'm just not. And Kareem Hunt's not going away. Let me pull up Nick Chubb's game log. Nick Chubb's game log right here. He got hurt, I believe, in that week 4 game. I'm not positive, but he didn't play week 5, 6, 7, 8. So that appears to be the week he went down. So we can't judge him too harshly on that 6 carries right there. But 10 carries in week 1. He did have the 22 and 19 carries. And Spacula wants to be on the door. I apologize. Hold the phones. Spacula, good buddy, kind sir, wants to be on the door, dropping the 20 spot. Okay, Spacula, where are we going to put you, bro? We're going to put you right underneath the, we'll put you right here. Spacula with that. It's capitals. ULA is lowercase. Right there, baby. Right there. Look at that. Spacula. Terry with another super chat. Terry wants an underline on his already glorious name. Where's Terry? Terry's already up here, but Terry just keeps adding. Terry's already got a box. Already got a box around Terry. Terry, we're gonna put little dots every time you super chat. You super chatted yesterday. I'm gonna do little dots just because Terry's the best. Okay, where were we before these kind gentlemen decided to toss our news for a loop? Which I always appreciate. It's never a bad interruption. Nick Chubb, I worry about. So he had 10 carries in week 1. He did have 22, 19. Then he got hurt. Came back at 19, 20, 19, 18, 17. But there are games where they don't use him as much as you'd like 13 carries in the week 19 playoff outing, 14 in week 7, 11 in week 16, 15 and 17 in weeks 14 and 15. And there's nothing wrong with a running back getting 15 or 16 carries, but when you don't get any PPR work, that's when there's a concern. And Kareem Hunt outscored Nick Chubb last year, which shocks a lot of people. But he did. And I know Chubb missed games, but that's part of it. On top of that, Nick Chubb had 18 targets in 2021. Only 18 targets. The year prior, he had 49, but then 29 or 27. One of those two numbers in the year prior. 18 targets is not a lot. And in PPR, it could be a big difference. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'll say this. I don't run from Nick Chubb. I'm not predicting a total bust like I am DeAndre Swift. But I am predicting disappointment. I'm calling for caution. I'm calling for a pumping of the brakes. This man belongs as your high drafted player 2. So 2.2, 2.3, 2.1, because Kareem Hunt is still there. So it worries me. How about $2 Canadian and 8-pack of Eggo waffles to get my name on the door? Bro, your $2 Canadian might translate to like more money than $20. We're giving money away here in the States, bro. So your $2 will be worth gold here very, very soon. Chubb could be running back 1, Smitty. Terry, trust your gut. Don't ever, Terry, let me change your mind if you're not feeling it. I'm only here to push you over the fence if you're on the fence. Always trust your gut. Master Yoda loves Chubb as well, so you're not alone, Terry. And you guys, I'm not always right, but I do know that Chubb feels a little bit risky right now. Travis Fulgham. Do you guys remember this guy? Last year, we talked about this on the audio podcast just a little bit ago today, which is posting at midnight tonight. Travis Fulgham, look at this. Remember this guy? He comes in week 4 last year, and Fulgham drops 2 receptions for 57 yards and a touchdown. Heading into week 5, everybody's like, oh, God, maybe this is a waiver wire grab, right? First game, didn't do anything week 1, 2, or 3, didn't play. Or didn't catch a pass. I don't know. His game, it says he didn't play, apparently. This is his first game, right? Dude catches 2 catches for 57 yards. The world's kind of like, interesting. Week 5 against Pittsburgh. So that was against San Fran, a good defense. Week 5 against Pittsburgh. 13 targets for 10 receptions, 152 and 1 TD. Everyone's like, holy crap. Fulgham has arrived. The next week, 10 targets, 6 receptions, 75 yards and a TD. Then 11 targets, 5 receptions, 73 yards, no TDs. And then Dallas, 6 receptions, 78, 1 TD. 5 total touchdowns in 4 games. Fulgham was the next top 10 wide receiver. I couldn't talk all of you out of feeling that way. The whole world was excited. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on here? And then he vanishes from the earth. 1 reception, no touchdowns the rest of the year. Goes in the bye week and never comes back. No touchdowns. 8 yards, 16 yards, 0, 30. Completely falls away. What's up, Kathy? So I don't know. What my whole point here is Fulgham is being used in third wide receiver sets, and I'm here to tell you this is a pretty decent player to have on roster for Jalen Hurts. So you have Devontae Smith, you have Goddard, you have two pass catching backs and Kenny Gainwell and Miles Sanders, and now you've got this guy Fulgham who's still there, still got lots of potential. Jeremy Lin of the NFL, yeah. But this is good for, him being on roster is good. He's a good wide receiver. He's proven it. I just don't know where the usage went. You know what I mean? Do we look at Fulgham and say this body of work in weeks 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, does it command our respect to say, hey, this is a coaching error. This is not a Fulgham falling off the face of the earth. This is a coaching debacle. Because this guy looked pretty darn good. How are you that productive? And you get talked about in dynasty circles in a very short window of time this guy could be the next top 5 to 10 wide receiver. We have to get him. We were ranking him, not me, but our community during these weeks oh my God, what do we have here? Where do we put him in dynasty? What do we trade him for? What do we trade to get him? And then he fell off the face of the earth. So keep an eye on Fulgham. Understand that it's good for Hurts to have another wide receiver that's very capable on that roster. Hurts is going to have a pretty decent year, in my opinion. But I just thought I'd bring that up because, in deep dynasty leagues, we need all the players we can get, right? David Montgomery. What do we do with David Montgomery? The Athletic is reporting that the Bears expect David Montgomery to surpass 2020 rushing numbers. Who are the Bears? Who's reporting this? The Bears are expecting. Who's the Bears in this sense? Is it one person? What's the beat writer saying? I don't really know. I'm not going to speak to it like it's gospel because we don't know where the hell it's really coming from. It's so vague. The Bears are reporting that David Montgomery. The Bears can report whatever they want. You've got Tariq Cohen coming back. You've got Damian Williams, who's got ties to this coaching staff. But I will say this, okay? This man, many of you don't maybe even know this, and it's okay because we all didn't know it at one point till we reflected on the game log and stats. But this man right here finished number 4 out of all running backs in 2020 fantasy football. Number 4 overall running back finisher. Kind of shocking if you haven't been looking at that data. You would be like, no way. No way. No way. There's no way he finished number 4. Can't be. His ADP right now is in the 3.5 to 4.5 range. How could this man, the number 4 running back finisher, a good running back, have an ADP in 3.5 to 4.5? So, number 1, I worry about Nagy calling plays. He's been announced the play caller in 2021. I don't know why they decided to do this, to be honest with you. Why would you do this? Why not bring in Adam Gase? Why not have Nagy call plays and Gase coach the team? What could go wrong? Why would you have Nagy calling plays? I don't know. He destroyed David Montgomery's value as a rookie. So I worry about it. I really do. I worry about Cohen coming back. I worry about Damian Williams' ties to this coaching staff and the fact that they do want to get him out there. But I will say this. All of our worry is more than wrapped up and baked into his ADP because this man does not deserve to be the 3.5 to 4.5. All of the risk is baked in. It all has been the entire offseason. All the complaints and worries we have about this man right here. This man right. Let me see if I can do this right. It's reversed, so it's like driving a truck. Okay, I'm going to move it this way. I'm going to move my hand this way. Ready? David Montgomery. The worry we have about this man right here is it's been baked in the entire offseason. We don't have to worry about these risks because the guy's going at like 4.1. He was 4th in the league in carries, 247 carries. He was 5th in the league. I'm going to drop my pen. He was 5th in the league in rushing yards with 1070. All of the risk is baked into this man's ADP. We could hear more bad news tomorrow. They could say, hey, David Montgomery, I don't know, decided to go on a new diet and lost 10 pounds. It's baked in. Everything's baked in. We don't need to worry. We draft David Montgomery in 4th round, especially 4th round value, and we don't worry. It's fine. It's fine. There's no reason. Easy schedule last year, baked in. Don't worry about it. Nagy calling plays, baked in. There's no reason to be scared about David Montgomery in the 4th round. Zero concern about that. If anything, it's like, how the hell did he get there? If he finished number 4, why did he get no respect walking into 2021 rankings on any level, from any analyst, from any environment, from a consensus point of view, to my rankings, to your rankings? How did he walk into 2021 without any of the risk that we now look at right now? How did he walk into 2021 ranked in the 4th round? So that's how I feel about David Montgomery. I don't care. Like, he's good value. Okay. Do I love him? No. Does he have problems? Are there things that we need to worry about? Absolutely. But, I mean, what are we going to do about it? We'll bump him down to the 5th round? It's not going to happen. He's a 4th rounder. Baked in, boys. Baked in, boys. That's a new phrase. Hayes. It's baked in, boys. Anytime we're not worried about the external media or pressures, it's baked in, boys. It's baked. I got to write that down. It's baked in, boys. It's baked in, boys. And I think I need to have my mom yell it. I need my mom to yell it. It's baked in, boys. If anybody sends me a clip of their mother yelling, "It's baked in, boys," you get a free phone call. A free phone call. We'll talk about whatever you want. I'll talk to your mom about it. Whatever. Send me an audio clip on Instagram right now of "It's baked in, boys." It's baked in, boys. I want her screaming it. Someone get their mom on the line right now. This is important. All right, next piece of news. Patty Patrick Mahomes. What do we do with Patty boy? We draft him. That's what we do. Patrick Mahomes' toe surgery. Said he was able to do all of the things I needed at OTAs. Look, there was a report that came out weeks ago that said that if he had to play in a game, he could still play. He's fine. No one worry about Patty Mahomes. What we need to talk about is where we draft Pat Mahomes, where we draft quarterbacks, where I did a show on Spotify Green Room. If you guys don't know, you can be a part of my live podcast. Go to your app store and download the Spotify space one word Green Room. Spotify space Green Room. Download that app. Follow me. My username is Fantasy Football. But if you search under people, just click people on the search toggle. Type in fantasy. You'll see my avatar. You'll see my mug right there. Follow me. And then DM me on Instagram, and I'll put you in a special elite chat where I post a link and say, "Hey boys, I'm live, boys. It's baked in, boys. I'm live on Spotify Green Room." And then that particular elite chat group gets to jump in and ask me questions and be on the show. So do that right now. If you don't know what I just said, DM me on Instagram. Say, "Hey, I want in on that. What are you talking about?" I'll explain it to you. Patrick Mahomes. We talked about this on the show today, the live show, which posts at midnight tonight. Mahomes, do we take him in round 2? Do we take him in round 3? Is anybody going to be doing anything different than that? I don't believe there are wide receivers. I believe there are wide receivers, let me put it this way, that will always be available in round 2 that I want more than Mahomes. And I love Mahomes. I'm a Mahomes drafter. But you need to draft Mahomes in the 3rd round or later this year because he's not the best player available in the context of guys like A.J. Brown, Ridley, DK, Justin Jefferson. 1 to 3, probably 2 or 3 of those guys will be available every single time at 2.12. So you can take arguably the best player at their position from another position, not QB. You gotta consider that the best player available. So we'll go to the board real quick, and I'll kind of show you what I mean. So right here, let's first rank the quarterbacks for 20. Let me put this over here. So here are the QBs for 2021. I keep saying 2020. 2021. They're not in any particular order over here. I just threw somebody over there, and if you guys see somebody I left off, let me know. So we're gonna write them in. This is my ranking. You can debate me if you would like. You can talk about who you like. What's up, Philly, representing Twitch World? I see you. I'm gonna say without question, without hesitation, Mahomes is number 1. Without question, without hesitation, Allen is number 2. Now, I shouldn't say without question. I could argue a swap here, but this for sure is tier 1. I love Kyler. I love Herbert, but they are in a tier below Mahomes and Allen. They just are. It's just the way it is. As much as I love both of them, this is a whole different conversation we're having. Thank you, Specula. Again, I'm going to put you down here. This tier break is severe, too. It's like these guys could be 50 TD passers. 50 touchdown passes. You can't even read that. What good is that? You can't even read that. 50 TD. 50 TD passes right there. Okay, so you could swap Allen and Mahomes and Allen. I don't care. Those are 50 TD passes right there. This right here is tricky because you could put Kyler here. I've got Herbert here. And Kyler here. I understand. I understand if you want to do this as well here. Makes sense to me. But that's how I feel. You can feel differently. That's okay. We're allowed to have different opinions. Herbert to me is a top 3 to 4 QB in 2021, MVP candidate. Gonna take that'd be a tough division, being in a division with Patty Mahomes. But I think wild card path. I believe the Chargers go deep into the playoffs. I think the Chargers are a dark horse final 6 team in 2021. So where do we go from here? We've got Dacky Boy. We've got Russell Wilson. We've got Burrow. We got Lamar. We've got Hurts. We've got A-Rod. Lamar's easy to rank number 5 by default. I worry about this man for a bunch of different reasons. I think A-Rod's hard to rank here because we don't know if he's even playing. Even if I believe he probably will not get traded, doesn't mean he won't hold out. So it's hard to put A-Rod here. Russell Wilson gets no respect, and everybody just says, oh, he's so inconsistent. This guy could be a top 4, top 3, top 5 quarterback. Gets no respect whatsoever. Brady could have an even bigger year this year. But I think Lamar's easy to put here. It's safe, but at the same time, my concerns for him are pretty real and pretty big. I worry about the guy running the football too much. He needs to run the football too much in order to be valuable. So if you take that away, he becomes less valuable. He becomes easier to figure out for defenses. He vanished for half of a season last year, so we've seen Lamar fall flat on his face and cause some fantasy teams to get out of the playoff race before he returned to domination, which he did. But it was too late for some people. So this is a tough spot to rank him. It really is. I think Dak is probably the easy, safe 5-6. Like, you could swap Dak and Lamar. I'd be fine with that. I think Russell Wilson is safe here. I think A-Rod, once A-Rod returns, so let's scratch these off. Dak, Lamar, Russell Wilson, A-Rod. Once A-Rod is back, with the Packers, or see you, Kathy. Once he's back with the Packers, or let's see, he gets traded to Denver, we'll know a little bit more where to move him, because he could definitely go back up to 6 or 5. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if he climbed to like 5 on my rankings once we know exactly what's going on. This is a safe ranking for him. So now we're back down to Brady, Hurts, Burrow. I'm going to put Burrow here. And Hurts, Brady. So Brady, Hurts, Burrow. That means Lawrence misses the cut. Ryan misses the cut. Zach Wilson misses the cut. There are a number of people that miss the cut, but this is a pretty decent looking ranking right here. And I challenge anybody to come in hot and be like, "Whoa, wait a minute, Schmitty. How the hell do you have blah 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 blah, Schmitty?" Like, this is arguable stuff right here, people. Lamar, yeah, I know some people have him higher. I know some people have him lower. Dak always gets a lot of, "Hey, Smitty, how is Dak number 6?" Like, as if that's a horrible place to put him. That's pretty respectful right there at 6. Dacky boy. I love Dak Prescott, but the guy's ankle, he literally, here's his foot. He literally fractured his ankle on both sides. He's got hardware on one side, and I don't know if it was a screw or if they put hardware also on another side, but it wasn't like he damaged one side of it. It was like he fractured the entire ankle. And one, even though he's able to move and everything, one bad roll on that ankle, if someone rolls up on the ankle, I highly doubt that thing stays in one piece. So worries the heck out of me. So that's why I don't raise Dak any higher. I feel like this is pretty darn respectable at number 6. But I could put Wilson at 6, Dak at 6, A-Rod at 6. This right here is a pretty, from 5. Let me put a red underline under the guys that I think are interchangeable. All 4 of these guys I just underlined could swap. Put them in a blender, turn it on. I wouldn't be shocked if Lamar was 8 or 5. I wouldn't be shocked if Dak was 5 or 8. I wouldn't be shocked if A-Rod was 5. That's how I feel about the quarterbacks in 2021. I know everyone's going to feel differently. I know my ranking won't jive with everybody else's ranking. So what's my point with Mahomie? What's my point here with Mahomie? Where do you take Mahomes? If we go back to the marker board, we have 68 of you, 70 of you. Please hit the thumbs up on the way in the door. The season's getting going. We're starting to see the people file in. We're in the 60s and 90s in the YouTube lives now. Remember when we were in the 900 range on Saturday nights? I'm hoping we get back to that. COVID definitely took the season for a loop last year, and the numbers were all over the map. People got into fantasy football late, but I think we'll be in the hundreds of live viewers per show in the coming weeks. Right now we're on 60 to 70. It's fantastic. Please punch the thumbs up. It lets YouTube know more people need to be watching us. But let's take a look at the board again, and we'll go over quarterback drafting. So if we're drafting Mahomes and Allen, let's slot Mahomes and Allen. So right here, this is round 1, this is round 2, this is round 3, this is round 4, this is round 5 and 6. Let me move Mahomes out of the way. You're in the way, Mahomes. Okay, so right here is where traditionally, and also right here, I would not be scared to go Mahomes. But this year, we can't go Mahomes in round 2 because you're guaranteed to have a DK, Jefferson, a Ridley. You're going to have one of these guys available. AJ Brown, AJB. You're going to have one of those guys 10 times out of 10 falling in this late second round. So Let me rewrite this because there's a little bit low. You couldn't really see it, sorry. 3, 4, 5, 6. 10 times out of 10, you're going to have one of these wide receivers. So Ridley, DK, AJB, JJ. You will have one of those guys 10 times out of 10 fall to that 2.12. You can't take Mahomes in round 1 or 2 this year. You just can't. The value's too great. These are the best players available every single time. You could even throw like a CEH in there if you want. Obviously a Najee Harris. If Najee Harris falls, which he won't, he's going in like the top 11 to 12. But I don't know what your grandmas have been up to in your grandma league. They might have no idea who Harris even is. So I got to throw it out there. Okay, I got to throw it out there. But Harris, CEH, potential, Gibson, Gibby boy. Gibby, I'm okay with those selections too at this 2.12. I'm okay with that. But for the most part, the best wide receiver available of these guys, and if there's another that falls, insert them as well, like Hopkins or, Mike Thomas is kind of potentially in that group, but this is your pick here. You do not walk out of the second round with Mahomes in round 1. Mahomes in 2021 is very deserving of a draft selection in this range, though. I'm not afraid to take him there, but all of these guys have to be gone. If one of these guys falls here, like Justin Jefferson, you've got to take Justin Jefferson. Then you go to plan B, your evolving plan with quarterbacks. Your quarterback plan should be evolving. It should always be evolving. You should never be set on your plan of attack heading into your 2021 draft. But Mahomes is a very, very, very good value in this range if he's the best player available. That means Clyde Edwards-Helaire. God, Mahomes keeps getting in the way. Putting him down here. That means that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is gone. That means that Gibby is gone. That means all of these wide receivers are gone. And Mahomes is the best player available. Then you take him. You do not take him unless all these guys are gone. Why? Because the best plan of attack, the secondary plan, is to grab the man they call Josh Allen at 4.12, 4.10, 4.9, 4 point whatever. That is the best place to grab Josh Allen. Alexa, show me the front door. Let's see what's going on at the front door. Where's Miss Smitty going? Where's Miss Smitty headed? She's just taking off like that? Alexa, off. So, let me give you some examples of some of the best teams. If you're drafting at the one... Maybe Miss Smitty's getting me some meatloaf. The meatloaf! We want meatloaf! We want it now! We want it now! I'm intermittent fasting right now. I'm starving. My stomach's eating itself as we speak. I haven't eaten. I'm intermittent fasting for 23 hours. Well, 22 hours. I'll eat for like an hour and then I'll have a snack the next hour. But for 23 hours, I'm fasting. If we have the 1.1, okay? If we have the 1.1, we can walk away with a team like CMC, DK, Justin Jefferson, JJ baby, and Josh Allen. I know that worries people. What do you do at running back 2? Oh my God, what do I do at running back 2? I don't care. This is the best selection you can make at 4.10, 4.12. Try and draft and target Josh Allen there. He will be the best player available if he's sitting there at 4.12. Why? Because if you look at like our throne draft, for example, the top players available when we took Josh Allen at where do we take him? 4.09. The best players available were Mike Evans, Robert Woods, Gaskin. I'm not saying that these guys aren't good. Galladay, Thielen, Cup. I mean, you tell me. Who on here jumps out at you and you're like, holy crap, if we don't land this person over Josh Allen, we're gonna be sorry. Who on earth thinks that Josh Allen is not the best player available at this range? Give me a break. Josh Allen is potentially the number one player at his position, and he lasts to ranges where you've got wide receiver 2 hopefuls on the board. The best running backs available. We took Javonte Williams. I love him, but Mike Davis, Kareem Hunt. So you have Hunt, Mike Davis. No. Javonte Williams, bro. John says 24. He live stream at Lou's again. I should live stream at Lou Molinati's, bro. Miss Smitty, get Mr. Smitty a pizza. Says John. Miss Smitty, if you're watching, I really could use a pizza right now. My stomach is eating itself from the inside. Did a random draft order for my Superflex League over the weekend, and I got the 12 spot. Love it. The 12 spot can work out well, and it can be kind of a pain in the butt, bro. I love the 1.1. When people ask me, Smitty, what's the top draft slot? It's 1.1. It's always 1.1. Always will be 1.1. It will never be anything other than 1.1. Tell me how 1.1 is not the number one pick. Not only do you get the best player in football, but you also have a player here that typically is as good as players in the 7-8 range. This 24 overall pick player is always going to be really darn close to the number 12 or number 11. On top of that, you're getting the closest third round player, the top third round player, who again is just like this guy, arguable at like 12, 9, 14. This talent is insane. There's no disadvantage at all. It would be one thing if you're like, okay, I got a guy that's top 12 worthy here and another guy that's kind of top 12 worthy right here. But you also get the best player in the league. It's such an advantage. You have to completely screw up the 1.1 to not have the best team coming out of your draft. It is the only draft selection. Smitty's a picky eater. I'm not that picky, bro. I eat a lot of the same stuff. JJ over DK. Okay, I'm okay swapping these two. I didn't mean to offend you, Llama. I didn't mean to offend you. Best player in football is Aaron Donald. We're talking about fantasy, baby. Fantasy offensive skill positions, not IDP. And he's still not. Okay. He's amazing, though. Donald is amazing. All right, we're going to get to Fantasy Football Court here in a second. Let me see if there's any other news or notes that we can throw on screen. Miss Smitty, I hope she's getting a pizza now. I'm hungry. I'm going to, on Instagram, I'll show you what I eat for dinner, but I'm going to devour it. Whatever it is, I'm going to devour it. Let me go back to news real quick. Patty Mahomes, don't draft him in round 2. Don't draft him in round 1. This coming from a guy that loves Mahomes. There is just too much value elsewhere. We talked about Fulgham. Talked about Patty Mahomes. We talked about, here's one. Antonio Brown probation has ended a year early, ahead of schedule. What happened to this guy? Tom Brady is what happened to him. Tom Brady put him in his basement, kept him tied up and occupied, and the man's shenanigans have vanished. But I don't know. I feel like they're hiding. There's no way this guy goes off his rocker the way he did and just all of a sudden it's calm, cool, collective. He's winning. He's happy. But what happens when all this comes crashing down? I hope the best for him, but I feel like there's some other issues going on that as soon as he gets out of this Tampa Bay purgatory that he's in right now, this Tampa Bay environment's like pausing it's like a black hole. When you get close to a black hole, everything slows down, time slows down. He's like being pulled into the Tom Brady black hole effect, and all of his shenanigans are on pause. He's gonna return. His shenanigans will return. This man will get back to what he was doing before as soon as he leaves. But Tom Brady knows what he's doing. Tom Brady is, if he's not the GOAT in your mind for his football playing ability and everything he's accomplished, how is he not the GOAT for how he manages players, coaches, trades? Let's get Gronk over here. Yeah, let's just trade. Let's get Gronk out of retirement and talk the team into trading him immediately to me. What other player can do that? What other team does that? Look at Calvin Johnson, wanted out of Detroit. Wanted out of Detroit so bad. He did not want to retire. That report came out recently. Calvin Johnson was like, look, I wanted to play again, but Detroit refused to trade me. They said, you can rot on the bench. We're not going to trade you. And so he retired. And Tom Brady can just say, hey, we're going to call, hey, New England. And why would New England, of all teams, want him to have Gronk? But he calls up and he's like, I want Gronk, send him over. Let's just get this trade done. Tom Brady is the GOAT of all things in football. It's unbelievable. What he's done with Antonio Brown is, I would never have guessed this was possible, to tame this guy. This lion, this wild lion. Tom Brady's got him in his basement. It's insane. What did Master Yoda say? Call AB, please. I wish I could, bro. I wish I could call AB right now. He probably just, he'd answer the phone. There'd be, whole lot of money, whole lot of just playing in the background. And I'm sure he's just, as he answers the phone, just like shooting off, making dollar bills rain, bro. This guy's going to be in trouble once he's out of Tampa. You mark my words. But in terms of fantasy football for 2021, let me say this about AB. AB could be a secret weapon bench wide receiver. I don't know that I draft him to start him as my wide receiver 3, to be honest. But I really feel like AB could be a secret weapon wide receiver 2-3 if something happens to Evans or Godwin, which is extremely likely. And sometimes it happens at the same time. Like, the odds of Godwin and Evans both being healthy all year are slim to none. But the odds of them both being hurt in the same game and missing the same game are pretty good. Like, I could see AB walking into wide receiver 1 numbers for 3-4 games in 2021 just because he's the only target for Tom Brady, and Tom Brady loves him. So if, let's say, Evans gets banged up and Godwin's gonna get banged up for sure, and they both are questionable, and it's like, I mean, take this receipt now and replay it for me. I got to remember, we're 46 minutes into the show of the June 22nd show. I'm telling you, we will be facing a scenario where Evans and Godwin are both questionable, not likely to play, or very, very questionable, and we're talking about AB being the only option. And that's going to potentially, I don't want to say win leagues for people, because that's a big term that I like to throw around very gingerly. But it's a win a week, win a couple weeks, win some vital week strategy that's probably going to be down like stream in the season too. Like when it counts, when you really need it. Like it's not happening probably in week 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. We're talking about like near double digit weeks, or week 8, week 9. This dude could start 3 games kind of on top of the pecking order, getting footballs from Tom Brady at a massive volume. Like he's still got the ability. Like he hasn't lost a step. I like AB a lot. It's pretty amazing. Captain Spock says, I won't touch anyone on Tampa this year. Ripe for a collapse. Anything's possible, bro. Anything's possible. You messed up the title as 622, not 628. What did I do? Oh, God, sorry. 622. Fixed. Thank you. Thank you, bro. Okay, so I think that does it for the news, AB. We got 73 of you fine folks in the room. Please punch the thumbs up. It totally helps. Let's see. I don't think there are any other pieces of news at all. I think we're going to move on to Fantasy Football Court. So let me move this bad boy down here. Let me get the Fantasy Football Court music going. Drop your question, and I will cast a verdict on all of your fantasy football questions. Hit me with them one more time, and I will answer them. How do I feel about the Fant pick? McCoy, I'm hoping you're behaving today. I haven't been watching, so I hope you're behaving today. Only nice things to say about others, okay? Or you'll be in contempt. How do I feel about the Fant pick? We took Fant in the Fantasy Football Throne in round, what was it, 9? Whoops. I don't hate it at all. I had Tunyon and Logan Thomas and Fant all pretty close. The reason we almost didn't want to go Fant is we already had Javonte Williams and Judy. But look, you got to take the best player available in every terminology and sense that I talk about, no matter what. Okay? And even if you've got a Denver Broncos stacked team, and it's not like we've stacked our top guys with Broncos. We're talking about Javonte Williams was round 5, Judy was round 6, Fant was round 9. Like, we are banking on some Bronco players, but Fant was still arguably, in a lot of people's minds, and I don't mind the pick at all, the best player available. So are we going to not take the best player available because of ties we have to the Broncos with 5th and 6th plus round picks? No. And what happens if Fant's the best one and the other two flop? What if Javonte Williams flops and Judy flops, which I don't think will happen? I'm just saying, if they did, and then Fant blows up, we missed out on Fant because we were worried about the other two. Like, he's the best. He was the best pick, according to a lot of you. So I'm okay with Fant. I think it's a fantastic pick. Our team is amazing in the Throne Draft. Let me put a picture of our squad on the screen here, because it is one amazing looking squad. Here's our team in the Throne League. I believe we're on the clock, someone said. I don't know about that, but I'll check in a minute. But look at that squad. Josh Allen, Alvin Kamara, Trey Sermon, and Javonte Williams. I get it. Our running back two is so dangerously risky. But if we land that, it's game over. If we don't land that, we're still in it, because I believe we have another pick coming up. And no, we're in the 10th round. And we can still get a running back here. We're still going to get a running back here. Keenan Allen, Justin Jefferson, Jerry Jeudy, Curtis Samuel, Noah Fant. I like our squad a lot. Our receivers are pretty lit. Keenan Allen, Justin Jefferson, Jeudy is a damn good wide receiver trio. And the Curtis Samuel pick wasn't my favorite, but it's growing on me. You guys forced that upon me. That vote was overwhelming too. So Fant was a good pick. I don't mind Fant pick. All right, here, more questions. Let's go. First question up. Can't lie, I'd be a little scared of that team, but trust your experience. That's some positivity right there. Who's on the cover of Madden? I don't know. They're debating, like, what, between a couple different people. What was it? Was it A-Rod or who was it? Mahomes and Brady, something like that. I don't know. Hopefully it's not anybody that I love. I still believe the Madden curse is kind of real. I still don't like it. Lamb or Devontae Adams? You got to take Adams, bro. Adams by a lot. But I think in terms of draft value. But could Lamb outscore him? Sure. I love CeeDee Lamb. But this is not a... Order 66. We can't be drafting Adams near Lamb at all. Lamb is a steal. Lamb is a third round steal right now, where we take advantage of the entire fantasy football world, because we might get 1 to 5 wide receiver numbers, but we can't put them in the same context. We can't be trading them straight up or anything like that. Not even close. And I love Lamb, but that's just the way it is. We got to have some upside. If Rodgers gets to the Broncos, you will win that league, Smitty. And and another thing that people aren't factoring in is we're not morons. We are taking into consideration the fact that if A-Rod does get traded, the most likely landing spot is Denver. And we're going to hear the other communities be like, oh, you got lucky. Oh, my God, I can't believe you didn't predict it. You didn't draft Fant or Javonte Williams or Judy expecting A-Rod to be there in Denver. I can hear it now. And you know what? It's fine because we got receipts like this that are explaining that is part of our thinking. There is a potential. If A-Rod does not return to Green Bay and he doesn't retire or sit out, like if they trade him, it's probably Denver. Imagine Javonte Williams with A-Rod. Imagine Jerry Jeudy with A-Rod. Imagine Noah Fant with A-Rod. It would be game over. It would be beautiful, and everybody would have excuses but us. We'd say, you're in contempt, you're in contempt, you're in contempt for doubting our judgment and our Bronco love that we apparently have in the community. Mostert is gonna ball out, so I don't know what you mean. Contempt. Trey Sermon's the answer, not Mostert, bro. Mostert is a 6-carry, 7-carry running back. Trey Sermon or Javonte Williams? Javonte Williams has the clearer path, the quicker path, most likely, but you never know. I love both of them. Both of them have the potential to be a top 10 running back, to be honest with you. But I'm feeling really, really strongly about Javonte Williams, bro. JW, baby. JW. What up, Smitty? Keep Taylor in the 3rd and Jefferson in the 10th? Is that a question, Joseph? Because I'm not quite sure. I don't see a question mark. You say and instead of or. That's all I got to work with, Joseph. I'm going to make an assumption here. I'm going to say if you had to make a choice, it's Justin Jefferson by a mile in the 10th round. I like JJ, but that is insane value. So JJ, if you've got both of them and you're just flexing, bro, congratulations on flexing. And I love both. I'm not going to even yell at you for flexing. That's a fine flex right there. Rank Saquon, Chubb, Taylor, Zeke, and Eckler, Henry. Rank Saquon, Chubb, Taylor, Zeke, and Eckler and Henry. Am I ranking Eckler and Henry separate? Because you have an and in between two players. Jeffrey, what am I working with here? Okay? Rank Saquon, Chubb, Taylor, Zeke, and Eckler, Henry. I don't know what I'm looking at here, Jeffrey. What do you want me to do? You have an and in the middle of all these players. I'm going to say, if I've got to rank them all together, Taylor, Zeke, Henry, no, then Saquon, then Chubb, then Eckler. But bro, if I did that again, it probably wouldn't be the same order. Like we're talking about a lot of close calls, bro. All I know for certain is I like Taylor and Zeke probably the most. I've kind of soured on Saquon at 2, 3, 4 overall. I've moved Elliott up. So JT and Zeke are my 1 and 2 on this list, and Henry probably 3rd just because he's going to be so dominant per start. I just feel like he's going to get hurt or hit a wall. And if you draft Henry, and I don't blame you because I've drafted him in a couple mock drafts because I had to. He fell too far. You got to trade him in the middle of the season because by week 13 or 11 or 10, Derrick Henry will be at 1,000 carries before week 14. 1,000 carries. Silva, Andrew Silva, attaboy. Do you still have your doubts about Akers? So that's how I think about those running backs. Andrew Silva, who's on the door, unless your brother's on the door. I always forget mix you two up. But Andrew Silva, I believe, is on the door, wants to super chat, thank you, and say, do you still have your doubts about Akers? I do at first round value for a number of reasons, and I know those reasons don't jive well with all of you Akers truthers out there. And I understand why you're a truther. I do. Akers looked really good. Akers has the solid situation, amazing defense, which will support the run. You got Stafford there now, keeping defenses honest and opening up the pass a little bit more, some more consistency. But the bottom line with Akers is the Rams are what you're worried about. You're not really worried about Akers too much. You have some red flags in his injury risk. I told you he was a big injury risk coming into 2020, and he got hurt. And some might say that was a lucky guess. You can't predict injury. A lot of players got hurt. But his rushing style is unique to getting hurt. He uses his head. He's aggressive to a point where he's reckless. Akers will probably break down as a full-time back. I'm just telling you how I feel about him. I think he could be really, really good per start, kind of like Derrick Henry. My worries are more about being there when it matters, being there at the end of the year, and not being replaced in some kind of platoon that everybody thinks is... I have no delusions about Darrell Henderson becoming electric and the starter there. This has nothing to do with Darrell Henderson. It has to do with how the Rams don't stick with one running back or do what you think they're going to do, even if it looks obvious and clear as day. They're just weird with the running back situation. They were ever since the Super Bowl game where they misused Todd Gurley and lied about it. You just can't trust them. And I worry about Akers getting hurt. So do I like Akers in the second round? Sure. And do I take him in the second round? Yeah, I do. So do I hate Akers? No. Am I calling Akers a bust? No. But am I saying that I want to factor in everything that I just said to you and put him in the 14 to 16 overall range? Yeah. And does that make me an Akers hater? No. Will you still call me an Akers hater? Yeah. And that's okay. Mark Cleveland, Adams, Elliott, or Taylor at number 8. If A-Rod returns, we can have a conversation about Adams. Until then, JT, for me, the volume is there. He's a little safer than Elliott. I do love both, especially if you get Pollard. If you had Pollard and Zeke versus just Taylor, I might be more inclined to call it even, but I'm going to say Taylor, bro. And I appreciate you, Mark Cleveland. You're in contempt of being awesome. Hawkinson, Mark Andrews, Kyle Pitts, PPR rank 3. Give me Pitts, Hawkinson, Andrews. I don't mind going Hawkinson over Pitts if you want. I worry a little bit about that Lions team moving the football down the field. I know that they have no one else. I get it. I do look at this stuff with my eyeballs open. My eyelids open. I do. I don't just blindly walk into my fantasy football advice giving like so many people think. And you got a lot of these fantasy Karens that come in and go, Smetty, I bet you didn't know that there's no one else to throw the football to. I get it. But what I think some people aren't factoring in is that they won't move the football very often down the field. They won't get in the red zone near as much because the Lions lost Stafford. They lost Golladay. This organization is inept when it comes to building and maintaining the players involved that are required to move a football down the field. They might win 2 or 3 games. So while I like the idea of all these vacated targets and the fact that Hawkinson's going to be the best potential wide receiver option on the team, it's still Goff throwing the football. It's still the Lions winning 2 or 3 games. It's still way less red zone opportunities regardless of amped up maybe potential targets. And keep in mind, a guy like Jerry Jeudy will tell you, you can get targeted a lot, but if the football is not thrown to you, you're going to have drops. You're going to have a lot of uncatchable balls. And so Kyle Pitts seems a little more exciting to me. Tech says, what do you think of Sanders this season? I assume you mean Miles Sanders, Tex, and I don't like him, bro. I didn't like him last year. A lot of people are drafting him 14 overall. And I told everybody no. I said don't do it. But everybody said, Smitty, what do you think? Boston Scott's going to take his job? And I said, Doug Peterson only runs committees, broskies. And yet everybody said over and over, but it's Miles Sanders. But it's Boston Scott only. It has to happen. No, Miles Sanders was one of the biggest busts in 2020 at 14 overall. You have to be out of your mind. And if Sanders is going in round 4, sure, I'm okay with that. But they brought in Kenny Gainwell to pull in passes, and the team has already said, the coaching staff has already gone on record, we run committees, running one running back. What? What is that? What is that? So no Miles Sanders. John likes Monty. So do I at 4th round value. Who doesn't? Contempt, John. Peterson damaged the Eagles so badly they will take a season or 2 to recover. Captain Spock might be speaking facts right there. Spitting a fax machine out of his mouth. Thy says, can Jamar Chase take over and become a top 10 wide receiver in redraft PPR? Take over what, bro? The Philly receiving crew? If you mean that, yes. And I think he will. I think he drops 1,100 plus yards, bro. And 10 TDs as a rookie? This is a wide receiver 2 easily in fantasy, like flirting with wide receiver 1 numbers as a rookie. The rapport's there. Burrow and Chase played together in college. You could argue that Burrow and Chase have more of a rapport than Burrow and Higgins and Boyd. He's played with them longer. So yes, bro. Good question. You got a sleeper QB? Yeah. Last year I told you my sleeper QB was A-Rod. And you probably said, what? Yeah, A-Rod. A-Rod. You don't have to be an unknown player to be slept on. And people slept on A-Rod in a criminal fashion in 2020. Everyone's sleeping on Russell Wilson like they were sleeping on A-Rod. Your breakout or sleeper or deep savior quarterback is not some unknown player. Again, it's an obvious choice that no one's looking at, and they keep dismissing. 7, 8, 9 round value. Russell Wilson's the answer, bro. There you go, Justin. Now go win your league. Go win your league, baby. Hurts could be one, if you want another name. But that's my first one. Cordell Patterson is my number 1 sleeper. Contempt. Contempt, Wonk. Noah, I won a Super Bowl in 2020, so I know what I'm talking about, says Wonk. Okay, now we got an argument here. I don't know what this is about here. Noah says, bro, you're crazy if you take Waller over Kittle. First of all, no, you're not crazy. The only thing crazy going on right here that I can see is that someone's arguing one good player over another. Both of these guys, Kittle and Waller, could be the number 2 tight end in 2021. There's no dumb answer when you're talking about Kittle and Waller. You're talking about 2 very evenly arguable players, Noah. So contempt, and they're totally arguable on both sides. 84 eyeballs in here. Let's get it to 100. Send this out to your buddies. Let's get it to 100 viewers, live congruent viewers. Let's go live on Instagram too. Get people over here. Let's get 100 eyeballs in here, and let's start doing. Let's see, where am I at? Live stream. Go live. Okay, long term, Lamb or Jefferson. So Noah, you're in contempt. Long-term, Lamb or Jefferson. What's up, IG? We're live on the Fantasy Football Show on YouTube. Get on over there. We're trying to get to 100 eyeballs right now. Okay. Long-term, Lamb or Jefferson. I'm going to go with Jefferson. I love both of them. I want both of them. But Jefferson could be the number 1 overall wide receiver in 2021. Mark it down. Mark it down. Take your receipt. I'll pose for you. Take your receipt now. Hey guys, get on over to Smitty1.com or get on over to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Fantasy Football Show. We're trying to get the eyeballs up to 100 and hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. We're doing Fantasy Football Court. I'll be answering your questions here as your judge, jury, and executioner. And so Lamb, Jefferson, but I love both. Contempt for making me choose, Chad. Get on over to Smitty1.com. Long-term Saquon or Najee? Woo! Najee, bro. Saquon, you know, how many years does he really have left? 2 or 3, probably. But give me the guy that's a little younger, just starting out. Not the guy with a bunch of injury history. Noah, come on, Smitty. Stop saying Jefferson is number 1. Top 5, but not number 1. Noah, number one. I won't stop saying it, Noah. It's my show. Jared Cook plus Mixon, who will get targets and who... I don't know if this is even a question. Action. Good God. Where are the questions? Here's a comment. Christopher, DeAndre Swift will finish as running back 1 overall. Does he know? Christopher, first of all, welcome to my content for the first time. Get on over to the YouTube channel. TheFantasyFootballShow.com will take you right there. And we're trying to get to 100 eyeballs right now. Okay. DeAndre Swift. First of all, Christopher, welcome to my content. Number 1. Number 2, this is my biggest avoid of 2021, bro. I think Swift is going to bust big time. The Lions are going to be a tough team to watch on a daily basis. And stay tuned, Christopher. I don't know if I'll do it today or tomorrow or the next day, but this week I will be doing a no DeAndre Swift video where I say no DeAndre 10,000 times in a row. As long as it takes me to say it, I'll be hitting a counter going 10,000 times. It'll take me hours. I'll be sitting here. I'll probably have to eat. I know I'm fasting. I'll probably have to eat that day during the live stream. There's no way I'm going to get through 10,000 straight. Let's calculate it. Count how many times I say this. Ready? We're going to do 60-second timer. Ready? Where's my timer? Ready? 60-second timer. Ready? Go. DeAndre. No 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 DeAndre. That was 30 seconds. How many times did I say it? How many times did I say it? Did anybody count? I lost count. Somebody give me a number. How many times did I say it? Does anybody have a total? Who's got a total? Nobody counted? Good God. You had one job to do. 23? 1,000. 25. Okay, I got a 23 and a 25. I kind of trust. Ivan says 52. 30 to 40. Let's do it over. We'll do a 15-second. No DeAndre. 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 How many was that? I lost count again. I think I was like, so per minute we're looking at 40. I think I could do 40. So we're talking about in an hour, 60 minutes times 40. That's 2,400 an hour. So times 4 hours. It's going to take me roughly 4 hours to say no DeAndre when I go to do it. Just letting you know. I'll probably try and go quicker than that because I don't know if I could go 4 hours. But no DeAndre video is approaching. Okay? So, Christopher, I apologize. Welcome to the show. With that speed, people thought he counted to 50. You did 19 and 15 seconds. 21. Love both, but I go with Javon. Okay. Anyway. All right. Next question. Hit me with a question. Swift slander. Trap says, why do you do this bullshit? Why do you think, bro? No DeAndre awareness week. I know you hate Swift, Smitty. I was kidding. Oh, okay. Contempt for being funny. Smitty, I'm warning you now. This year's Thielen to you will be Mostert. Thank you, Noah. It would be faster to say no Swift. Smitty the GOAT. Thank you, Philly. I'm glad some of you appreciate me. I know the DeAndre... do I curse? Yes, bro. Ayuk or Higgins? Good question. I'm going to say Ayuk. Ayuk has more potential to be a wide receiver 1. I think Jamar Chase is the wide receiver 1 in Cincy. I don't care if he hasn't caught a pass yet. So Higgins feels wide receiver 2 for his team and probably wide receiver 3 in fantasy. And I think Ayuk could be a wide receiver 2 in fantasy. Would you consider Kelsey, Najee Harris at the turn redraft 12-13 picks? Damon, I would. I think Kelsey and Harris would be a fine start, bro, in redraft. Depends who's available, but of course, if those two were there and you took them, I'd like it. I wouldn't mind that, bro. Smitty by committee. It's baked in, boys. Watson, biggest sleeper. Where do you get this, Noah? No. Watson will be lucky if he plays half the year if everything goes perfectly. Is Dak going to bounce back to where he was before his injury? He could, bro, but you got to package in a little bit of concern, you know, that somebody rolls up on that ankle, that foot, because it's not going to go well if that happens. He's got to stay clear of that. That foot is definitely going to be fragile, even if he's able to run on it, do things on it. So it's kind of a concern. But I do like Dak. I think top 5 to 6 isn't crazy to expect those kind of numbers. And, you know, CeeDee Lamb's going to ball. CeeDee Lamb season, baby. Smitty-a-thon. That's right, Brian. Okay, thoughts on DJ Chark? I'm going to say Chark or Shenault will do well, very, very well. I don't know which one yet. I'm kind of torn. I go back and forth. Chark's a little more, I don't want to say proven, because Shenault had a good year last year and Chark kind of fell apart and vanished. But I could see Chark emerging and being really, really solid. I could see Shenault. I know one of them will be good. I'm just going to be honest and say that I'm torn on who yet. So I'm on a holding pattern, if you will. It's a good question, though. Do you like Aaron Jones over Zeke and low-key over Henry as well? I like Zeke more than Aaron Jones, especially with the A-Rod concerns that we have right now. And Henry, I mean, per start, Henry's going to blow both of them out of the water. Henry's not hurt. Henry's not broken down yet. But Henry, I believe, will eventually hit a wall. People need to realize that, I mean, Henry will be at 1,000 total carries probably by week 10, 11, 12, 13 when it counts the most. He'll be at 1,000 total carries within 3 seasons, not his career. Literally, he will, in about 2.75 seasons, he will have over 1,000 carries. That is insane. That is breakdown material if I've ever seen it before. So I low-key thought I want you to go draft Henry and trade him mid-season because Henry could go bonkers at the beginning of the year. I just don't trust him to be there at the end of the year. So low-key, Zeke and Pollard, I probably think safest if you can cuff Pollard. Has the name of a running back that sounds really fast. Who, Swift? Yeah. Say one positive thing about Swift. Versatile, bro. He's very skilled in a lot of different areas. And if you put Swift on a different roster, I would probably like him, bro. My doubt for Swift has everything to do with the situation. They haven't produced a good running back in Detroit since Barry Sanders, minus 1 year of Reggie Bush, okay? But Detroit is known for letting that position go, not making the right decisions with it, taking Kerryon Johnson, who everybody thought was going to be great. He wasn't great. He faltered. And now Swift, because he's so ultra talented, everybody thinks is going to just fix the position where this team dismantled the entire offense. Like, I don't know how anybody likes Swift at all. Swift was going at 12 and 13 and 14 overall in January, February mock drafting. Now Swift is going easily in the middle of the third round, and you've got to ask yourself why. People are starting to doubt him. That's why. If you draft Lions running backs, you're either a fanboy or new to fantasy, says Guitar. Myles Gaskin. Not sure how I feel about him right now. His ADP feels high. I don't know that I love his ADP. I think you might be a year early on Henry. Jeffrey, I could be, and I admit that. There's a percentage chance that Henry delivers, bro, all year. Call it a 20% chance in my book. That's a very, very risky proposition at number 6 overall when you're saying 20% chance. In my mind. That's how I think about it. But if Henry ends up playing, let's say, 16 games, misses like week 5, but plays 16 games, balls out, top 5 running back, am I going to feel wrong? I mean, no, I'm telling you, there's a percentage chance he does that. But I feel like you got to play the risk game, and if you can sell him high, but still draft him, then that's fine. But 1,000 carries by 2.75 seasons in, his last 2.75 seasons will be 1,000 total carries. That is something you don't recover from. He's a huge monster of a man, hitting the ground over and over, and everybody says he's built different. That is part of why he probably will break down fast. It will happen quick. Brian says he'll take Swift in the 4th. I don't mind Swift in the 4th as much as I do in the 3rd. Like, Swift entering 4th round values, that's not bad. I probably could get behind that in a league or two. I wouldn't be happy about it because I still think that it's a disaster waiting to happen. But 4th round value, not horrible, but it depends on who's there. 4th round players could be, let me go through the throne draft. But a fourth round player could be Montgomery, Godwin, Evans, Josh Allen. Like, I take Josh Allen over Swift all day long. Why mess around with your running back 2 when you're making Swift the running back 2 when you could take Josh Allen and potentially the number 1 quarterback in fantasy football? So Josh Allen over Swift, Evans and Godwin probably over Swift, or you could argue that one if you want. Montgomery over Swift. Lamb, if Lamb's there, a home run over Swift. I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, Swift could fall to a great value, and maybe I do consider it, but that's not going to happen. People are taking him way, way too high. Mike Williams or AB. This is a great one. We talked about this a little bit ago. If you missed it and just joined us Instagram, you might have missed it. I love AB as a quiet, secret weapon, wide receiver, 4 on your team that could play, bye weeks and your flex spot a little bit. But imagine what happens when Godwin or Evans, both of them at the same time or one of them at a time, go down. The odds of Evans and Godwin getting hurt individually at different times is high. The odds of them both going out in the same game is still relatively doable. So, like, I could easily see AB playing wide receiver 1 type numbers, dropping wide receiver 1 type numbers for like 2 or 3 or 4 games this year. Kenny with the super chat. Thank you, Kenny. Thoughts on Bateman in his rookie season? I don't like Bateman a whole lot. I like Bateman's talent, but I don't know that Lamar is going to be producing any kind of consistent wide receiver option, like a high-end wide receiver 2 in fantasy. Like maybe flex, like to fail making Hollywood Brown a good wide receiver is a failure I can't overlook in terms of how I trust Lamar. Hollywood Brown is going to get crapped on left and right. People are going to say he's garbage. He wouldn't have done well anywhere else. I disagree. I think Hollywood Brown was set up for failure, and he would have been a lot better wide receiver had he landed in a different spot. Hollywood Brown's got quick feet. He's a great route runner. He's electric. His rookie year, his first game, he went off. 2 touchdowns or whatever the hell amount of yards he got. Hollywood Brown's a good wide receiver that's going to never get credit if he doesn't leave and go somewhere else, or if Lamar doesn't somehow figure out how to utilize him. Hollywood Brown gets no respect, and until I can see Lamar make a solid wide receiver consistent, I'm just gonna wait and hold back. I'm not saying I hate Bateman, bro, but he's a worry to me. Gabe Davis. Thanks again, Kenny, for the super chat. Gabe Davis had 7 TDs on 35 receptions last year. He'll never produce like that again, says Action Jackson. I kind of like Gabe Davis, though, late, bro. Like, late in your draft, like, bench wide receiver. Someone's going to do well in that offense, and, maybe it's him. Love Mooney as a last pick, Hazelnut. I don't think Mooney's going to fall that far on average, bro. Terry, if you can get him in the last round, that's amazing. But don't be afraid to take him a lot earlier than that. He just went in the Throne League in the 9th round. So there are people that know Mooney's coming. And I think you got to prepare and not let him go to the last round. You got to start reaching for him in the double-digit round range, like 11, 12, Terry, so that he doesn't slip past anybody. But don't take him too early. Don't take him like where Aaron Rodgers is going in round 7, 8, which is a steal. Hurts is going in 7, 8. There are a lot of players that are solid picks. Looks like someone said we're on the clock in the Throne League. We're not. We're not even close to being on the clock yet. We have like, I don't know. I think we just started round 10. So we're picking at 10:09. So we got like 8 picks. Logan with the super chat. Jake, this one's for you. Thoughts on Zach Wilson? That one's for Jake, Logan said. Sorry, Logan. There you go. I love Zach Wilson, man. I love Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's the real deal. Zach Wilson's going to be a top 6 to 7 quarterback in fantasy football and just football in general. I love Zach Wilson. I don't know how good he'll be in year 1. I imagine, like, if I close my eyes and picture a Zach Wilson season, I see a guy that kind of goes like this, like Burrow did his rookie year before he went down. If you remember, Burrow looked amazing and he looked bad. But even when he looked bad, we're like, that's not Burrow's fault. Burrow's amazing. So if Wilson is like that, as the Jets become a whole different team, 1.5 years, Jets are going to be deep Super Bowl or deep playoff contenders. The Jets will be able to win multiple playoff games. I don't know that they'll crack the Super Bowl, but they will be a multiple playoff team in 1.5 to 2 years. Mark it down. They're changing this franchise and turning it around like crazy. And people talking about the Jets like they're the same team they don't have their eyes open. They pretty much replaced every major asset on the roster using the draft and free agency, everything. Zach Wilson, Michael Carter, Elijah Moore, offensive linemen, defensive pieces. This team is like 50% replaced. So they will be a multiple playoff game winning team. They will at least be a playoff team in 1.5. You know, I'm saying half because it could be in between the seasons. So everybody that says no to it, like dismisses it, they're just talking about the Jets of old. They're not looking at the future and what's in store. Zach Wilson is a top 6 to 7 overall QB. Logan says, I'm not the slightest. Dang Smitty, hot takes. That's not a hot take. Like, it sounds like a hot take to people because they're picturing Darnold. They're picturing Gase. They're picturing the old Jets when they think about it. They're not thinking that Zach Wilson's the new leader of that team, that Carter could be a really good running back, that Elijah Moore and Zach Wilson are going to be a dynamic duo, bro. Michael Carter going to be a beast. Robert Salah is the perfect guy. Yeah, Salah is a freaking great coaching move. Like, that was a fantastic ad. And I believe he said, I'm not doing this unless I get control of personnel and bringing people in, because this looks like a whole different Jets drafting team too. The way they drafted, that is Salah, that is the whole new component here involved, not the Jets of old. Jets ownership drafting the picks or taking control. This is Salah saying, I want control, and Salah did a great job. He turned this team around really quickly. Noah says Salah is a defensive coach, though. No Shiat, bro. That's what also makes it amazing. And look how he addressed the offense, bro. Negative Noah says Zach Wilson ain't no top 6. I expect nothing less from you, Noah. J. Will below Jacobs, right? Javonte Williams? No, I take Javonte Williams over Jacobs like every time, 10 times out of 10. Javonte Williams is going to be potentially the next Jonathan Taylor. I think it happens this year. I don't think it takes a full year for it to unravel. Or unveil. I think Jacobs could unravel, and that, Drake's going to probably take over as the full-time guy at some point during the year, or at least they're going to be 50-50 all year and just, deplete each other. Javonte Williams over Jacobs, absolutely. Where are we at? Williams is the GOAT, says Logan. Pittman or Waddle? In redraft, I guess Pittman. Waddle long-term, just hoping that he ends up landing. Javonte Williams over Miles Sanders. I mean, you could argue Miles Sanders is higher draft value, so, like, do you draft Javonte Williams over Sanders? No. But you crafty fashion trade down or get more in a trade? Yeah, I like Javonte Williams quietly, low-key more. Absolutely. Absolutely. Javonte Williams season. Smitty, we need running backs. True. We're almost on the clock. Although, Noah, I'm not sure you're going to help because you're just going to complain, bro. Sermon or Javonte Williams? I've answered this a couple times already today. I'm going to go with Javonte Williams. I really, truly believe we have Jonathan Taylor in the making in this guy. But it's not to say that Sermon, once he gets a hold of the job, doesn't produce like a top 6 to 10 running back. I like both of them. Both could be that good, but the secure pick is in Javonte Williams. If you have to pick one and you want a guy that you feel is going to be there right from day one, getting at least some good volume, it's Javonte Williams. He could start week 1. Rob says rank Lamb, Cup, Woods, DJ Moore. Oh, I want to say Lamb by a mile. DJ Moore, Amari. The reason Woods and Cup are not coming in higher than those guys is I don't know which one, and neither do you. Neither do any of you. None of us know where Stafford's going to laser lock two. We don't know if it's going to be Woods or Kupp. I imagine Kupp is safer, but because I don't know, that's why I can't rank them ahead of DJ Moore, Amari, and Lamb. But Lamb by a mile over everybody on this list. Lamb, top 1 to 5 bound, baby. Stafford or Tannehill? It's pretty close, bro. It's pretty close. I'd probably say Tannehill's safer, but Stafford could be just as good. That's like an even Steven, bro. You're asking me an even Steven. I'll kick you in the nads, you kick me in the nads. Even swap. How's that do us any good? Giants fan for life. What's up? What's up? TS, what's going on? ATAL. Noah is the guy at the party who starts the conversation and then walks to the bathroom when he finds out no one agrees with him. I haven't, I don't go to a lot of parties. Does that happen often? Noah, stop. Smitty, I know you love Lamb. I just don't know for my wide receiver 2. See, I love him as my wide receiver 2. I don't love him as my wide receiver 1 because I can get him later. But he will play like a wide receiver 1 in my view. I think Lamb season's upon us. I think a lot of people are a little worried about it. They're scared about it. It's hard to buy into that sometimes when you haven't seen it happen. I get it. It's a little risky. But the good news is, bro, Terry, you don't have to draft him any higher than round 4 in your novice league. So in any league where you're playing with a bunch of novice people, magazine drafters, Terry, steal him away in round 4. And then you won't have to worry. He won't be a super high-end pick for you. But he's definitely a 4th-round pick, bro. Definitely. Lamb or McLaurin? I'm going Lamb. I know a lot of people love McLaurin. I don't blame you. I love McLaurin as well. I don't hate McLaurin. I just like Lamb more. Smitty, where do you rank Lamar among running backs? I don't do that kind of stuff, Noah. When people say Lamar is like having an extra running back, it's the most insane thing I've ever heard. Like, no, it's not. It's not like having an extra running back. Lamar is a mediocre passer with amazing running back production, which makes him a great running back or a great quarterback. If you take away his running, he's a mediocre passer getting mediocre fantasy football stats. He's not like being an extra running back. Being like an extra running back would be being a top 5 quarterback regardless of your running, and then being a top 10 running back even though you're a quarterback. And no, I don't rank them. I don't rank him amongst running backs. Magazine readers, year 23 for this guy. Attaboy, Hazel. I used to be in a few fantasy magazines, to be honest with you. I used to do some rankings in them. Rank Adams and Aaron Jones if Rodgers is gone. That's a tough one, broski. I'm going to probably say, holy crap, that's a tough one. I'm probably going to say, if A-Rod's gone, Aaron Jones falls into the bottom of round 2. And I feel like DK safer. I feel like Ridley safer. I feel like all those wide receivers I told you that I'd take over Mahomes. Why Mahomes is a 3rd-round pick to me this year, not higher, because those wide receivers are lit. They're lit. From DK to AJ Brown to Ridley to Justin Jefferson. All those guys I would rank ahead of Aaron Jones at that point. So that puts Aaron Jones at like top of the 3rd, bottom of the 2nd. I just would worry about him a lot. But that doesn't mean I bump him out of like low-end running back 2 production, but we're talking about wide receivers that are top 1 to 5. I probably would say Adams is still going to get fed, but you can't expect 1st-round value. You'd have to pay like mid-2nd. And guys like DK, Justin Jefferson, Ridley might move ahead of him or at least be right in the same area. That's a tough one. Logan with the super chat. Again, thank you, Logan. Forgot to ask thoughts on Will Fuller. I mean, per start, he'll do okay. but I'm not drafting Fuller. I don't want the ups and downs, the roller coaster, the leaving me hanging. I say no Fuller, man. I mean, he's okay. It depends where you can get him. Like if he's your wide receiver 3. But I don't know, bro. Deontay over Lamb? No way, TRT. No way. No way. I'm not buying into the... Deontay's a trap. Deontay's a trap in that you've got A-Rod needing... Or A-Rod. You've got Big Ben needing to continue to throw the football at a high capacity, which he's deteriorating quite a bit. And you're also expecting Deontay to get the targets he got last year. There are 3 wide receivers there that are equal in terms of commanding volume. There's no way he's getting the same target share he had all year long. Not to mention his struggle with drops and the fact that he supposedly, you could, it's a play on wording, got benched at some point during the year where they didn't. Juju is done. He's not done. Juju's not done. Juju is the best wide receiver producer out of the whole lot of them, bro. Like, I'm not saying Juju is, a guy I even draft. I'm just saying he was the number 1 wide receiver on that team fantasy-wise. He was. And Claypool is going to be probably the TD guy. I like Claypool. If I had to rank the Pittsburgh wide receivers, I put Deontay second, but I put Claypool 1. I think Claypool is the alpha. He's got that alpha frame. He's the guy that's going to pull in the most touchdowns, most likely. And you're entitled to your opinion, TRT, but I'm not going near Deontay Johnson. Not at the value people are at. Like, Lamb value? Hell no! Lamb's a top 5 wide receiver, baby. Claypool is definitely the guy I see who had a better numbers last year. What are you talking about? Juju outscored him in fantasy last year, bro. He wasn't even the number 1 wide receiver on his team. Lamb chop. You'll see, bro. You'll see. You'll see about Lamb. Lamb's coming for you. Deontay, top 10, baby. Noah agrees with you. You and Noah are in the... You and Noah should start a podcast. The negative... negative Noah and TRT. You guys wouldn't even show up to your own podcast. You'd be so depressed and down about everything. Claypool, because he's got the lowest ADP. I agree. Claypool season, baby. CeeDee Lamb is top 15. He's more than top 15, baby. He's top 5. Top 5. What's up, analyst? Call it the Lamb Chops play along. Okay. You wait. Lamb's gonna drop fire in 2021, bro. All right, enough of that. You guys know how I feel about Lamb. Next question. Thoughts on Terry this year? Are we talking about Terry Roberts right here? I love Terry Roberts this year. He's been dropping fire all season. I think he'll continue to. As far as Terry, Scary Terry, I like him a lot. I think Scary Terry is going to be a low-end wide receiver 1. Doesn't mean I like him over CeeDee Lamb, which is a question we keep getting. McLaurin or Lamb. I'd rather have Lamb. I'd draft Lamb ahead of Terry. I just would. But I think Terry's going to be really solid. The only thing that worries me is how many games will Fitzpatrick start? 10? What happens when Fitzy goes down? Heineke? I like Heineke, but I'm just saying that's why it's hard for me to put Terry any higher than I have him. But I do like him a lot. I think he's going to have a big season. So, yes, sir! Scary Terry season is underway. I know what you meant, Luke. I was just playing around with Terry Roberts. Okay, and again, guys, super chats, get on the door, drop one, 20 spot. I walk right over, draw it on the door. Superflex, rank Stafford, Brady, Hurts, Tannehill, Burrow. This is a good question. What's up, Vlad? What's up, Vlad? Superflex, rank Stafford, Brady, Hurts, Tannehill, Burrow. I'm going to rank Burrow number 1, believe it or not. Hurts number 2, Brady number 3, and then, you know, we could go back and forth on the others. Master with the super chat. Rank my roster. Kamara, Kittle, Ridley, Kyler Murray, Javonte Williams, DJ what? DJ Charm? DJ Chark, probably. DJ Chark. I'm like trying to figure out what. DJ Charm? Who the hell's DJ Charm, bro? Who's this guy? I need to research right now. Sherman, I think you mean Sermon. Connor. Bro, it looks like you did a voice to text debacle here. I don't know what the hell. I don't know how to rate your team right now. I'm going to say Kamara, Kittle, Ridley, Kyler Murray, Javonte Williams, DJ Chark, Trey Sermon, not Sherman. Bro, I like it. I mean, Javonte Williams and Kamara, that's like our throne team. Kittle, Ridley, Kyler, very solid. DJ Chark and Sermon. Now you got me saying Sherman. And Devontae Smith. You said Devon Smith. I think you mean Devontae Smith, bro. We got to work on your voice to text on your phone. Your phone's butchering what you're trying to say. But I love it. I mean, Devontae Smith, Ridley. I love it, bro. It's a good team. Smitty approved, bro. Smitty approved, bro. Chenault, definitely the hardest player to rank and spell. Yeah, Laviska Shenault is a hard player to rank and spell. I do believe that he probably has the edge over Chark right now, but I go back and forth, man. One of them is going to do well. I think Lawrence is going to connect early and often with one, and so I like both. Kamara, top 2 running backs is Jake. Rob wants to get on the door. Rob says, put me up, Smitty. Put me down as Aloha Rob. All right, here we go. Aloha Rob is getting written on the door right now. Where should we put him? I think we should put him right below. There's no better place to put you, bro, in my opinion, than right below Don Draper in the corner there, above the X-Files, below the Spacula, and to the left of the IG. We're putting you over there, bro. Yeah, okay, so Aloha Rob. Aloha-Rob. There we go. Aloha Rob. Written on the door, baby. IG wants to see it. Aloha Rob. Boom. Right under Don Draper. If you don't know who Don Draper is, you need to check yourself at the door. Okay, because he's only one of the best characters ever developed on television. The show Mad Men. If you haven't watched Mad Men, what have you been doing with your life? But Don Draper style, baby. That's where Aloha Rob is. I appreciate you, Aloha. All right, next question. We'll put Aloha down here for a little bit. Mahalo, thank you. Rob, stay away from those Moke Islands, bro. Stay away from the Mokes, bro. Bro, Mad Men is unbelievable, of course. That's why I said that's probably the best place right there, left on the door, is right under Don Draper. How could you not want to be under Don Draper, bro? Henry or Alvin? Henry or Alvin? Alvin Kamara, bro. I get the appeal of Henry. You also know how much I'm questioning him holding up. He's going to be at 1,000 carries at 2.75 seasons. Over his last 2.75 seasons, he will hit 1,000 carries. That is insane. That is crazy. Where should I draft Chubb in PPR? I think half PPR. I think around 12, 13 is safer than drafting him at 10, 9, 8. You know, like I can get behind 12. There's just other players I'd rather have than Chubb, bro. with the risk. I like Chubb, but I like him at like almost my top of the second round. I think it's building in a little more risk. Look up, man. I super chatted. Okay. I'm looking, bro. Sorry, Terry. Sometimes they don't come in to my chat. Yeah, I just need a little nudge. Where did it go? I'm looking, Terry. Hold on, Terry. I'll put you up here. I got Rob's. I got Master. Terry, I don't see it. What in the heck? Let me look on YouTube. All right, I'm gonna end you, Instagram. I appreciate you. Terry, I don't see your super chat. I believe you. I just can't find. It's not showing up for me. I don't know why. What did it say, and what did you put so I can put it on screen? Let me see if it's on YouTube on mobile. Hold on. Gary with the super chat. Terry, I'm looking for yours. Rob, Terry, there I see it. I don't know why it's not showing up. I think maybe because you didn't have a comment with it. I don't know, but I appreciate it, Terry. I can't put it on screen, but Terry, you dropped another super chat right before. I appreciate it, man. I'm sorry if it wasn't showing up. I don't know why it wasn't showing up, bro. It's weird. Gary has a super chat. Gary says 16 team PPR pick 14. What running backs are you taking before either Justin Jefferson or Calvin Ridley? That's a great question. Terry, again, sorry I didn't see it. I do appreciate you, bro. That's a good question, Gary. I'm going to say that the top running backs, I'll go ahead and end the fantasy football court and we'll just talk for a minute. I'd say Gibson potentially. I would also say that Clyde Edwards-Helaire, even though that could be early, and then obviously Najee Harris. I don't think I'm taking any other running backs, bro, that a lot of other people would take in that range over Jefferson and Ridley. I'm just going running back. I'm going cheap running back shopping. So at 14. You're in a dilemma, though, because your running backs are going to be really thin if you go wide receiver. So you might want to go Harris and Ridley. And if Harris doesn't fall, I suppose you could go Gibson early, but I'd almost rather see you take two wide receivers and then come back in and take, maybe Clyde would fall. I don't think he would, but you could get like a Montgomery and potentially so in the throne draft, I would say in the late third round, you're talking about, I don't believe in Swift, but Swift will be there. Montgomery, it gets thin, bro. J.K. Dobbins could fall to your late third round pick, but I wouldn't count on it. So you might have to get bold. Hopefully you have one of Harris or Gibson available. Clyde would be too early at pick 15, probably. Good question, though. Okay. Ball is life. Logan, join Smitty's Discord. People are always talking ball. Yeah, if you guys want to get in a league or something or whatever, go to the Discord. Go to smitty1.com. and join the Discord. There's a big blue Discord button, and you guys could take the league talk into that. Appreciate you, Gary. Thank you for the super chat. So, we've got a few minutes left. I appreciate all the eyeballs in here. There's still 64 of you in here. If you could all punch the thumbs up button, I really would appreciate it. It helps the channel out tremendously. If I've been a help for you at all today, please hit that thumbs up, because it will allow my channel to grow and let people know about what's up. They'll know what time it is, if you know what I'm saying, and they'll come swarming. And we need that. We need the channel to grow. Let me see how many thumbs up we have currently. We have 71. Not bad. Not bad. We almost got to 100 thumbs up on the show. Got a few new subscribers. And yeah. Any news going on here? Throne draft. I'll give you an update on the throne draft. So the last few picks, T.Y. Hilton went in at 10.01. Latavius Murray went at 9.12, so we got sniped there, which sucks. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm fine with Kamara. I would have liked to have had Lat Murray. That definitely feels like a snipage going on there. Pittman, Elijah Moore, Matt Stafford, Gesicki, A.J. Dillon, Logan Thomas, Ronald Jones, Noah Fant was our pick. Darnell Mooney was the pick before that. Landry, Fuller, Goddard, Tom Brady, Connor, Curtis Samuel was our pick. I didn't really want that one, but I'm okay. It's growing on me. The group voted it in. Best players available right now. We are currently, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 picks away. And currently on the board, left on the board for running backs, if we go based on ADP rank, the top running backs available: David Johnson, Kenyon Drake still there, Devin Singletary, Tony Pollard, Nyheim Hines, Gus Edwards, Jamal Williams, Alexander Madison, Darrell Henderson, J.D. McKissick, Chuba Hubbard. Those are the top running backs available. It's getting pretty thin. There are a couple names on there that I do like, though. Top wide receivers available: Hollywood Brown, Gallup, Ruggs, Corey Davis, Cole Beasley, Gage, Bateman, Parker, Rager, Rondell Moore, Marvin Jones, Mecole Hardman, Gabriel Davis, Terrence Marshall, Aguilar, Mims, Kadarius Toney. Not very, very deep. It's getting thin. Still available at tight end: Evan Ingram, Irv Smith, Robert Tonyan, Tyler Higbee, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry. Quarterbacks available: Burrow still there. Trevor Lawrence is still there. Man, Burrow would be a great pick. Deshaun Watson is still there if anybody wants to get crazy later in the draft. Those are just to name a few. Yeah, Drake, Pollard, I kind of feel like those are the two options as well. I think it'd be best to go running back. I think we got Samuel as our good, wide receiver emergency guy. We have our tight end. We have our quarterback. We need a running back. The top running backs available, I'd say like Drake, Pollard, Madison, probably will be the pull. And I might just toss those three up to keep things moving, because I feel like those are pretty good options, and let you guys pick on who we go with. But I believe those will probably be the top three options if I'm gonna. I haven't thrown out the 3 nominations yet. I've let people vote, but we're getting so crazy right now where everyone's all over the map and everyone's got an opinion, and I get it, but everybody thinks they're right. Everybody's got, we're crazy if we don't do this, or you're crazy if you don't do this. Like, it's getting like madness. I don't want it to get not fun. So I might nominate the 3 or 4 people, and then you guys do the voting per usual, but I don't know if I'm going to be going through this whole freaking, madness of nominating guys and narrowing it down, and then everybody's mad at each other. Like, I'm going to toss out 3 or 4 guys probably, and then we vote on them. Why Pollard? Why not Pollard, bro? No Swift would be easier. I love how people keep commenting. I like no DeAndre, though. I don't care if it's longer. It's all about quality, bro. Quality product. When I'm going to do a 10,000 no video, It's all about quality. People get so mad over those videos too, but then they like them at the same time. I don't know. I don't know whether I should even do it, because there are certain people that get really angry. They get really... First of all, the DeAndre Swift owners are going to get mad. And then on top of that, it's like people just get mad in general about a lot of things lately, you know? Like, if you don't want to tune in to no DeAndre 10,000 times in a row, that's fine. I'm not mad at you. I may even do a video offline and then speed it up and then post it. I've thought about doing that. That way I don't waste anybody's time. We don't waste an opportunity to do a good show. So I thought about that and just fast forwarding it, you know, so that I'm in one sitting though. We'll see. We'll see. It comes down to wasting a show opportunity on that. Because I don't know if that's what you guys truly want to see if I go live. But I don't know. It also gets a little bit of buzz. All right, guys. We are out of here. I appreciate every one of you joining. Please thumb up on your way out. And as always, as soon as this video posts, there will be no comments attached to it whatsoever. It will be fresh, comment-free. But I return all of the first commenter, or I reply to all the first commenters for the first day or two. So and even I try to even do any comment that's ever on my channel, but sometimes they slip past me. But what I'm saying is I hyper focus on replying to every single one of you that comment early on the video. The video is about to post. If you have a fantasy question, ask me and I will answer in the comments. I'm trying to get the engagement of the video up the first hour or two. So comments are very, very helpful if you haven't noticed what I'm trying to say. D2W Stu, who's on the door, I might add. On the door, D2W Stu. He's right under the shoe. Right under the shoe. And above the TikTok image or sticker. D2, thank you for the super chat. He says, birthday's Saturday. Have a great weekend. Happy birthday, Stu. We appreciate you, buddy. Stu's a legend on the show already. Rob, thank you for your super chat, young man. Thank you, Terry, for your super chat. Thank you, Gary, for your super chat. Thank you, Master, for your super chat. Logan, you super chatted. I appreciate you. I appreciate Terry again. Terry's always super chatting. He's a beast. Logan, another super chat. Kenny Powers, thank you for the super chat, bro. Kenny's on the door. Kenny's on the door. He knows what time it is. I'm going through all the super chats. I'm trying to say my thank yous. Andrew Silva with a super chat, like always. One of the Silver brothers. Where's the outro music? This is the outro music. We're out of here. Super chat does reset the music, and I stay another song though. Thank you, Spacula. Spacula's on the door today as well. Spacula, you still here? Terry again. Terry, thank you for the super chat, bro. You're always so generous, my man. Spacula on the door. We had a few door people today. Zach, good to see Zeke came through with the super to get on the door. Who are we talking about? Suns going down. No, Noah. Suns in 3, baby. Suns are so good, Suns can do it in 3. They don't even need 4. Suns in 3, baby. My Suns are amazing. My Suns are awesome. I'm in Arizona. We haven't had a team this good since Steve Nash. You could even talk about the Barkley days, bro. This team is legit. And no, I'm not calling Devin Booker Kobe Bryant. So I know Noah and a bunch of you are going to spout off when I say this, but he's the next guy that is going to try and mimic or become the next Kobe Bryant. He's so good. Devin Booker is in that range. Like, he's going to try and become that. I don't, no one's ever going to become Kobe Bryant. Now, I just clarify that. Now, watch Noah come in and say, there's no Kobe Bryant. But Devin Booker is in that mold, bro. He's like, he idolized Mamba. He wants to become a lot like him. And if there's anybody that's going to, like, follow the path at least, and even if you follow the path and you become even a version of Kobe, even if it's a lesser version, a poor man's version of Kobe, however you want to word it, this guy is it. This guy's a top 5 overall player in the NBA. Booker, Suns in 3. Let's go.